Right, you clicked on this video, you know why we're here. Man City have finally had some allegations against them for their financial fair play breaking, and if you haven't heard that, one, I'm assuming that's why you're watching this video, and two, please get out of the rock that you've been living under. Anyway, let's just look at it. So, Man City, after a whole 4 years long investigation now, have finally been caught up with, I guess, by all those investigators and their financial records. They've finally been caught up with, and it appears there might actually be something against them now. Some allegations. I do think it is going to be a while until anything comes from this. I don't think they'll have any deductions or expulsion from the Premier League yet. I think that could still be in years to come. I'm probably expecting them now, if this is true, to have a points deduction for next season's Premier League. But honestly, City, it is worrying for them because people have always thought there's something going on there. I mean, it's pretty obvious something's going on. They spent a ridiculous amount of money. And I mean, even a few years ago, there were rumours and stuff which they paid for a lot of lawyers to get them out of that one. And it seems to have come back again. That investigation been ongoing this whole time, and they finally got something against them. City are going to need that army of lawyers again if they want to get out of this one. Anyway, I think that City, because of this, are going to be in big crisis. Obviously, they're going to need new owners, and it's not going to be cheap, so that's going to be difficult to find any owner who will be able to pull off the deal. But also, Pep Guardiola, the best manager City have ever had, I think that he is probably going to leave if this is all true, because he has said himself that if the club lied to him, he would leave instantly. All friendship relationships done, he would leave instantly, because he said himself that he expects the club to be honest with him, and obviously they would have said nothing dodgy about the transfer business. But if there has been, Pep Guardiola leaves instantly, title challenge done, all of that, it's all just gone, because there's no manager in the world that can do as good a job at City as Pep Guardiola has. I mean, he hasn't won the Champions League, and he only came close once with that final against Chelsea. And other than that, it's been round of 16 and quarterfinals exits most of the time to not always impressive teams. I mean, Tottenham weren't brilliant when they got knocked out by them. Got knocked out by Lyon as well. It's not always brilliant for City. They got knocked out by a Liverpool team who were exciting at the period it happened, but weren't really a top-level team yet. So I do think that City, they will be in crisis without Guardiola, because his style of play suits those players like exactly, and I'm not sure they would suit another manager. I mean, maybe with Haaland, another manager would still be able to get by, but then the question is, how many of these players, if all this is true and the club has its finances restricted, how many of those are going to leave? Do you see De Bruyne staying? Diaz as well, he's got a whole career ahead of him he needs to think about. Ederson could stay, probably leave. So many players. I mean, João Cancelo already appears to be on his way out. I feel like after he's done with his loan at Bayern, some other club, if not Bayern, will buy him. And I think City are in crisis at the moment, and it could be a finished club. They could go back to where they used to be, finishing mid-table to even lower and being a bit of a yo-yo club, almost like Norwich today. Maybe that's where City will end up. They'll be the next Norwich. It could happen. I think that's a little unrealistic. But honestly, City, it is worrying times for any City fans, if there are any. Apologies for that. I do know there are some of you out there. Doubt you're watching this video though, because it is a horrible time for your club. And I do think that, I've said it so many times, but it is a massive, massive problem for City. And every other rival fan is celebrating it, really, because most people don't like the ethics around City's success because of where they got the money from. I know Joe specifically is really against it from Tetra Football, and the rest of us, if through the Saudi morals and ethics and stuff, it is a bit questionable with all the money, a bit dirty maybe is the phrase to use, but they've been a successful football team in their time, and if this isn't true, then considering the media reaction already, I guess they deserve an apology if it isn't true, if they haven't been breaking the rules. But if it is true, I do see City in a massive crisis, and it is worrying times for them. Anyway, quick video on that. City, it could be really, really bad for them, but if it's not true, then I think they'll probably end up winning the league this season over Arsenal. I know Arsenal fans, you're not going to like me for that, but I still think City will do it. And I also think that they'll probably start next season with a points deduction if any of it's true. I'm not quite sure if they're going to go as far as getting expulsion from the league, but next year I can see them starting with like a 15-point deduction, something like that. So anyway, that is that. City could be in trouble, could not be. See you guys next time.